What's happening, everybody? Suburban Hiker kicking rocks on day 43 of my 500-mile walk. We're doing something a slight bit different today, so don't go anywhere and I'll fill you in just a moment. The Map My Walk app shows 0 distance, 0 duration. Let's start this workout. How cool. Can you see the moon up there? See my shadow? Are you talking to me, Mr. Goose? Hey, do you see me waving at you? How about you? I think so, guys. I'm never gonna get any miles in stopping and looking at things like this, am I? Today is Tuesday, May 14th, and this is mile 117. We are on the South Bend Riverwalk bike path that follows alongside Riverside Drive, just south of Cleveland Road in South Bend, Indiana. Directly across the street is Pinhook Park. Has a nice little pond or small lake, kidney bean shaped, or horseshoe actually. I have fished it. If you're fishing for bluegill, you can catch them on the bank for sure. Pinhook Park also has contemporary playground sets for the children and a pavilion that is rentable, and of course fishing. It's a nice little park. It's not overly large, but it's fun to be at. Anyhow, that's enough about Pinhook. We're on the bike path. South Bend's bike path. One of many. This one goes alongside the St. Joe River. The river seems to be pretty high after all the rain we've had. After yesterday's excursion at St. Patrick's Park and how much water, standing water, was on the trail, I opted to stay away from soil-based trails today. So I am on the paved bike path. I don't feel like sloshing through the water today. It is approximately 7:20 in the evening. I was waiting to come later in hopes that the traffic would be much lesser so that the road noise would not interfere with the video. I'm not sure how far I will hike this evening, or walk. This isn't actually hiking. I planned on allowing the distance and duration to be dictated by road noise and traffic. Today being one of the nicer days we've had in the last 10 days, there are quite a few people out and about, and quite a few people driving up and down the road. However, this is still a fantastic bike path. Nice little scenic route. They keep it pretty clean. I've already passed, 15 people maybe. I didn't really know what to expect coming out here tonight. I've never been here during the busy time. I ordinarily will come here either early morning, and I mean early, 5 in the morning. In the dead of summer, I'll get here as early as 4:30, or I will walk it later in the evening after 10. So I've never been here during peak biking hours. It's about as busy as I expected. It's nice for walking, but not necessarily optimal for making a video. However, I am out here and I'm making a video, and that's good enough for today. The bike path has minor deviations that will take you, hey, do you see me waving at you? Will take you to the river's edge. I have a picnic table here, and have bike posts. You can lock your bike up. A couple benches. I'm gonna take my camera. Hopefully I don't drop it in the water. That would suck and you would never see this video. If you can see across the river, these trees, they're submerged. They are ordinarily not submerged. We've had enough rain that the water is very high and going fairly fast. We're currently walking along the railing here. You know, these South Bend bike paths really are a nice feature of the city for people to get out and walk safely. There are lights. Does have street lights and such. There are little paths that lead down to the river for those of you who want to go fishing. A lot of people do. There are even drinking fountains on the path if you do not bring enough water for yourself. And there are several parking spots along the way, and there is on-road parking if you feel like driving to the trail and parking and walking. That is what I did. There are many spots along the trail where it is farther away from the river and you can go back into these wooded areas. There are some trails down there, not official trails, but trails nonetheless. There's a cool little offshoot. Comes up to the river's edge. The park bench, trash receptacle, so you can throw away your good stuff when you are done with it. Bank fishing permitted. Heck yeah. Here is an instance where the bike path is a little away from the river's edge. There are small trails down there, and I guess people are probably using those trails to get to a favorable fishing spot, or they could be animal trails. Actually, that one looks like a bicycle trail, to tell the truth. Can you see the moon up there? Let me stop here. I would zoom in, but you know, that thing's thousands of miles away, so zooming in won't help. I have decided to only go 2 miles this evening. The road noise and such is just not favorable to making a walking video, which also kind of lends itself to something I wanted to talk about a little bit. In yesterday's video, I mentioned that I did not make a video or go hiking or walking or any of it for 9 days due to my bad frame of mind. Something has occurred that I didn't really expect. I hadn't even considered. There are days where I feel like walking, but I don't feel like making a video, if that makes sense. I don't feel like talking to the camera. Believe it or not, yep, that's right. I can talk better than most, but a lot of times I just don't feel like chatting. I wanted to walk and hike, but I didn't have the proper energy, the proper mindset to make a video. I think to combat that, something I may start doing is clumping days together. On a day that I don't feel like chatting all that much, I'll just make a brief video of what I'm doing and then go about doing it. And then I'll combine that with another day or two. So, you know, I could be like day 47, 48, and 49 all in one video. The idea when I started this project was to do daily uploads. I've already gotten away from that, obviously, and opted to do frequent uploads in an attempt to make better videos. I don't know if it's working or not, but I keep doing it. So I think grouping days together is a viable option, especially for days where I just don't feel like talking to the camera. I mean, I almost always feel like going for a walk, whether it's downtown subdivision or like this on the bike path, but it's not an optimal setting for making a video. Makes sense? I thought so. I think it makes sense. Works for me. You know, something I don't understand. I have never ever been able to wrap my mind around it. Why do people insist on walking in the road? I mean, I'm walking on a paved bike path that is at least 6 feet wide. There is a sidewalk on the other side of the road, 3 foot wide, and yet there are still people walking in the road. Why do people do that? Let me know in the comments if you have any clue. I don't get it. I mean, are they trying to be rebels? Are they not letting the man tell them how to live? I don't know. To each their own, I suppose. There's a sidewalk we're walking on. Awesome, I'm gonna use it. I do highly suggest using the South Bend bike paths. They are nicely laid out. Most directly connected, one way or another. You can pretty much get from Mishawaka, which is on the east side of South Bend, up into Michigan and the Niles area, which is on the north side. Oh, we have some Canadian geese here. Let me spin this around. Hopefully I am not attacked. I'm gonna give them a little space. Yeah? Are you talking to me, Mr. Goose? What about you? How awesome. One other thing I've noticed walking tonight, I have not seen a single piece of litter. No plastic, no trash. A couple more geese right here in front of me. Hopefully there's not an altercation. How cool. You think so, guys? These things are like 10 feet away from me, if that. How awesome. That was cool. I always like when I can get within close proximity of wildlife. Here we are, 2.18 miles. Let me pause that. That's mile 117, mile 118 in the books. This concludes day 43 of the 500-mile walk. Suburban Hiker saying thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel, ring the bell to get notifications, drop some comments down below. We'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.